Welcome to Set to Shelf, the Movie Props podcast. Join Dan and Alexander as they explore the world of movie memorabilia, from blockbuster auctions and passionate collectors to industry news and conversations with the professionals who bring it all to life. If it's on set or on the shelf, we're covering it.
All right, we are back from Set to Shelf, the Movie Props podcast. I'm Dan Gaston.
I'm Alexander Komarov.
And this week, we are joined by Scott Babcock. He is a notorious Grinch collector. See him online, collects all things Grinch related, Christmas related, and we're really excited to have him on the podcast. It's that time of year. So Scott, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to meet with us on this fine Sunday. How you doing, man?
Good. Thanks for having me.
No, of course.
Just the right time.
Yeah. I've seen some of your posts online for quite some time, and you're finally glad we connected, and we're getting a chance to do this. So looking forward to hearing about you, your story, and what inspired you to start focusing on the Grinch specifically.
For me, it started back with the Rick Baker auction back in 2015. When my daughter was little, we used to watch the Grinch together, and that one scene with the baby Grinch, when she saw the Santa plate, she said, "Daddy, I'd love to have a Santa plate." Well, every kid sees something like that. So years later, when the auction came up and they had the Santa plates in there, I was like, I'll try it. I've never bid on anything before, never collected any kind of movie props. I've always been a collector, so I ended up bidding and ended up winning the unbidden, which is this one here.
Oh, wow.
Got that one, and then later on, it wasn't too many more down the line. The unbidden came up, and I was like, well, let me try for that one. I mean, the bidden one came up, and I was like, let me try for that one. And I ended up winning that one also. So I ended up getting both of the unbidden and the bidden one from that scene. Cool thing about the bidden one is I definitely can screen match that one, even down to little bubbles that they had from when they did the molding and stuff. So, but I ended up winning. She went crazy, and from that point on, in that auction I got a set of 5 teeth. The Who teeth. I ended up getting Molly Shannon's, Christine Baranski's, Rance Howard's, the tree trimmer, Kevin Isola, and then there was another actor, Jason Alexander, I think his name was. And I'm trying to think if I got anything else. I know at the very end I got the test swatches that Rick Baker used for the hair to make the Grinch. And the crazy thing was, it was like one of the last things, and I guess everybody had stopped bidding because I got that for like $15.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. It cost me more postage than it did for the prop. So, but yeah, it was kind of cool. And then from that point on, I never really, you got just those pieces and thought it was cool. And I saw a face appliance. It was a young Grinch face appliance on eBay. So I bid on that and won it. And when the person that I talked to that sold it, we got to talking back and forth. Well, come to find out, this guy was he had like the hugest collection ever. I mean, probably the number one collection of Grinch stuff. We talked, and he's in the same kind of field that I'm in work-wise. So we kind of hit it off there. He's from where I'm from in the state. And the crazy thing was where he was at, my father stayed at a campground during summer, and he was only 7 miles from there. So so we got to talking, and he was like, would you be interested in this, this, and this? And he was sending me pictures. I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, yeah. So ended up, one of the things was the shaver, one of the shavers so, and I've actually got that. If you want to see it,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let's see it.
has the box from when they hand it to him,
Oh, wow.
and then the shaver itself.
That's awesome.
Now the cool thing about it, the piece at the bottom here where the hole is, they ran an air hose through Jim's costume down his arm, and then it would come up through the shaver, and they would use air to actually make the blades move, and that's how they got the blades to move on it. And then they used different shavers throughout that type of scenes. They have one, if you watch him when he first takes it out, he has it upside down, but then when they go to a cut and he's got it right side up and then it goes back to upside down. So I don't know exactly. I haven't been able to 100% screen match if that's the one where it actually moves. And then later on, when the mayor, when he shaves the mayor's head, if you look at that, it actually has a safety plate on it. It's a full solid plate underneath when you look at the scene. So that was a different shaver. They had rubber ones that when Jim throws them, so it would, the rubber one could bounce. It wouldn't break the because this one's kind of like, it seems like it's Bakelite is what it seems like the way it's made. But I had gotten that from the guy. I was torn between, I wanted the jubilation trophy. He had one of those. But he had a roast beast. So I ended up getting a roast beast. And that one was from the refrigerator scene where Jim hikes it like a football. And they were there, the roast beef there was different styles. This one was a full intact. The ones that you see where he carves actually had a cavity in the back that they could put something in it so he could cut. I don't know if they actually used real ham or whatever they used, but they were able to do that with the scene. But I ended up with that in the big banner that when the Grinch comes flying out of the garbage chute, he flies into the banner and then hits the drum, or he hits the drum, hits the banner, whichever the sequence it is, and then he lands on Martha May. But I had that banner also.
Oh, wow.
So I got those things from him. And we had talked, and he and all the stuff at the Rick Baker auction, he got so much stuff, and he got some of the Baby Grinch parts, and they had a lot of, I think there was 3 bodies, arms, legs, and then there was 2 faces. So I ended up getting the body and the legs from him, and I do woodworking and stuff, so I made it. I don't know if you can see behind me, but I'll actually bring it closer. The high chair there, I made a high chair for him and took it up there to him, and we hit it off. I mean, we've been friends ever since. So, I mean, I've been up to his place a couple times. He actually owns one of the sleighs. There was 2 made for the film. He has one.
Wow.
He actually, the last time I went up, he actually set it up for me as a surprise. And I got a picture of myself and my wife sitting on it. And so that was really cool. Yeah, I mean, I've met different people online that are just Grinch collectors. There's another young guy. He's a really nice guy too. He's really starting to amass a really nice collection. Got some really great pieces. He's like a bloodhound. He can find anything. I mean, he does really well finding the stuff. But yeah, it's kind of how I got started in it. I mean, it was like probably you guys too. You go down this rabbit hole and it's like, man, what in the world would I get myself into? But I've collected. I've got well over 100 pieces now.
Wow.
Some of the bigger pieces I ended up acquiring one of the garbage chutes. There was 6 of them made for the film. 3 of them, as far as we know, were destroyed, and 3 survived. One is at Castle Noel in Ohio, and then it was like a waste management trash company. They had, supposedly the story was that they have it in their office space. and then I was able to get the one from the friend of mine. But picked up one of the only pieces that we know of the Grinch's furnace. So it's pretty big. We'll probably get you probably put pictures of stuff. I'll send some pictures to you and put this stuff. But other than that, I mean, it's a lot of the smaller stuff. I have like background Who wig or coat. I have some of the background Who wigs and just a lot of different smaller pieces. There's mail and even they made so much for that film. I mean, I don't think we'll ever see anything like it again with all the practical effects that they had in that film, because they filmed it according to what I was reading, it's 11 sound stages of just props.
Yeah,
It's crazy. They used very little. They used some CGI, but it wasn't much. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and I mean, you can see behind me the Grinch, that costume, that coat and belt are the stunt. Pat Banta, who was Jim Carrey's stuntman. The hat, it actually came from Prop Store, and I just missed out on getting it. And the person that bought it, they put it on their site, and I was able to get it from them. So I picked that up, and then there's the shoes that went with this. I think they are actually the ones that Pat wore, because there's a scene where the Grinch he goes and he dives into the chimney.
Yep.
And it's just real quick. You can see the bottom of his feet, and the soles match up to that. Jim, when he was wearing his, like the scene where he's up on the mountain, he goes back to the mountain and he falls down. He actually has black soles on the bottom of his shoes. So these are like the same style. They're like a white, not white, but they were made so they were very non-skid, so they wouldn't slip. But that suit is right now, as far as we know, there's only 4 that we can find that are complete. Jim Carrey has his. He had one. One just sold an auction last year, which a friend of mine sold. And then there was one that sold through the Rick Baker auction. And then they just recently sold it through Hake's auction. And of course, my friend, he bought that one. So he sold his, and then he bought the other one. The other one that he did buy, that one there was actually the stunt one that they used with the scene where they're coming down the mountain, him and Cindy Lou, and he's skiing. Evidently, that was the stunt guy's costume from that. And then I have this one here, which is complete. But as far as we know, those are the only 4 that are complete.
And walking us back to that Rick Baker auction. I mean, I wasn't in collecting during that time. Prop Store had that auction. What were some of the bigger pieces in that auction that you didn't go after, or you maybe can remember that you remember from the auction, you're kind of kicking yourself for that you didn't go after?
Honestly, back then, I mean, money wise, I wasn't thinking, I didn't think about buying much of that stuff. But the bigger pieces that were in it was basically the Jim Carrey hero costume. That was probably the biggest piece. The lederhosen, buddy of mine, he had gotten the lederhosen, but those lederhosen were the ones that the Yodeler wore. They actually had 2. Jim kept the other one. So the 2 pieces that Jim has, he has a full Grinch suit, fur and everything. And he does have the lederhosen.
Yeah, because we saw that. I mean, it's used in the movie props group when Jim went to sell his house. He listed it, and people went crazy, like, "Oh, Jim!" So people were looking for pieces, and they're all there. Yeah, the full costumes laid out. Looks like a like glass, like display case or plaque or acrylic.
Yeah, exactly. I think he had did he have a full Riddler? I know he had the cane, but I don't remember if he actually had the costume.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, there was just so many pieces. It was crazy. It was sad to see that Rick retired because CGI just kind of put him out of business. I mean, but to look at all the other stuff, I mean, the Gremlins that were in there that he did from Gremlins 2 and all the stuff with Men in Black and man, it was crazy. It was just it was beautiful, beautiful pieces that were in that auction.
Yeah.
Going back to the costume behind you, there's a movie theater at Universal in the City Walk, and they sometimes display costumes, and usually during Christmas time, they have that Grinch costume displayed at their theater. So I'm guessing the archives of Universal have one as well, because you
I've
can
seen
see it there.
pictures. I don't know. I don't know. The pictures I saw, they didn't have the full, but I mean, I've never been there.
I think it was
I
just the
actually
suit
saw,
and the shoes. Yeah.
yeah, I saw a picture. They had a display case and they had a bunch of different props in there, and they actually had an unbitten, I mean, a bitten Santa plate. So they might actually have another one in there because they make multiples of everything.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. Dan has sent me a thing the other day, a video, and there was a bunch of the stuff from the Universal archives, and some of the stuff I didn't even know they still had. So it was pretty cool to see that.
Yeah, it's always curious to see like what they actually have. I mean, Universal, so there's so many titles and properties. It's very expansive. Just always just curious what they have and how they store it, and it's just. I mean, none of the stuff they have is public info. No, you only do it when they put it on display. So it's always kind of cool to see like, oh, things pop up that you thought are lost to the ether, per se. So it's cool to see that stuff when they bring it out.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, with the new auction coming up with icons, this is like their third go around with a lot of the stuff that my friend had. He's putting a few more things in. He still has so much stuff. It's unreal what he's he plans on doing a display at his place. Um, Man, I can't even tell you the different things that I've seen up. I walked in and it was just like, wait a minute, that's that, and it was just like it's just incredible. And Castle Noel is the same way. I mean, if you've never been there, give Castle Noel a plug here. But if you love Christmas, you've got to go see them. They're in Ohio. He has a massive amount of Grinch stuff, and you can actually see everything there. But he has a back room with just stuff that when they took us through, the tour guide would take you through, and it kind of went through this one room, and it was just stuff that they had that hadn't been displayed. And you're sitting there and you're pointing, and it's like, wow, that's the shade, dressing shade that Jim goes behind, and he changes in, and he comes out. That's just sitting back there. It's not even displayed for the public. Man, I mean, there was just so much stuff back there. It was just crazy. And costumes on racks, and it was just like, wow. If people don't watch the Grinch as much as I do and the other guys do, you wouldn't really pick it out. But I mean, we were right there. We're like, oh man, that's that. And we actually were holding up the tour guide. They had to keep telling me and my buddy, like, you guys got to hurry up. We were in the back, we're checking everything out. So we were having a great time. I wish they had just let us walk through by ourselves, but they didn't do that. But
That's funny.
So do you collect
yeah,
just on one film, or you do like, see, it's almost 10 years, right? So 2015, it's, I guess, 10 years exactly since you started collecting. Was it only Grinch,
yeah,
or you collect from other movies as well?
I've got just a couple things from the Santa Claus franchise. I do have one of the big soldiers from Santa Claus 2. I was able to get one of those. Um, just smaller pieces. It was like a piece off of a table or something. Nothing big. That was the only
All
big
Christmas
piece that I've been
Christmas
able to.
related, right? All Christmas related.
Yeah, it's pretty much Christmas related. I mean, I'd like to open up a place in um, my Facebook page and Instagram. It goes by That's Holiday, and I'd like to do more things about all holidays, not just Christmas, but Christmas is a big deal for me. My mom always loved Christmas, so she decorated the whole house. I mean, I believe there was a tree in every room, it seemed like, growing up, but
That's awesome.
That's great.
it was really, really a special time for her, and it stayed with me. And now, my daughter texted me yesterday, and she goes, "Oh, I'm free Wednesday. Can you come put my tree up?" So I'm already, I'll be going to her house on Wednesday to put her tree up for her. So, it's I love this time of year, and for me, I mean, with the stuff that I have in the house, it's basically Christmas 365 days a year, because I mean, I do have the stuff, but
Yeah.
it is fun.
Yeah, Christmas is such different. I mean, like you, definitely have, vivid memories that are awesome around the holidays. So definitely can resonate. And even time of year, I think just Christmas props in general, they hit different. They tapped into the emotional connection that people have. Like you just said, you have, memories of your mom and growing up. So definitely, I think just holiday films in general, even just from a collecting standpoint, holiday films in general, it's Christmas, Halloween. If it's shown every year, either theaters, TV, like it's something good to collect. I mean, they're re-releasing The Grinch. It's coming out December 12th, I think. They're in Regal, at least. They're re-releasing it in theaters. So I think just the holiday pieces are definitely hit harder, and definitely hold their value a lot
Yeah.
better than other things.
The scene like in the Christmas Story when he gets the BB gun. I think everybody as a kid, they can recall one present that they got that was that present. It was like that same feeling. And I mean, for me, it was electric guitar. I always wanted to play guitar back then when I was a kid, and I got one, and you know, it was, I guess everybody has gone through that. And if you haven't, hopefully you do one day. Hopefully you get to enjoy it, because it is fun. But
100%. And speaking of those meaningful gifts, do you have a story of like a story behind one of your most unique or meaningful props that you required? It doesn't have to be from the Grinch; could be another piece.
um, probably, like I say, it was just the Santa plates. I mean, that was something my daughter wanted. I mean, those I've been offered many times to sell those, and I'm like, no, those belong to her. Those are hers. Um, one day, I won't keep this stuff forever. It's like you guys have said before. It has a time stamp on everything. You can't keep everything. We're not going to be here forever. So, um, yeah, I mean, I'll probably start selling things over time, but I'm getting ready to retire next year, and you never know. But my thing is, my retirement thing that I want to do is I want to be able to share this stuff with people so they can come see it. And I don't know what form that'll manifest into, whether I can open up a place, or if I can find a place that wants to display the stuff, or if the museum um can display the things. Because that this kind of stuff you can only display maybe twice, 2 months out of the year. It's not something that people are going to want to go see, and I mean, you might be able to do a Christmas in July kind of thing, but
Yeah.
when it's April and Easter's rolling around or whatever, are people really going to come out and see it? So, unless you have a place like Castle Noel, which the place is huge, and that's an actual destination to go to. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, if not, then I might start selling things off here and there. But I don't know. I enjoy the collecting part, and I mean, as you guys know, it's the anticipation when you're sitting there, and you're getting ready to hit the button to bid, and I'm gonna put my eyes on it. But I wrote down this quote from Point Break, when Bodie tells Johnny Utah, when he comes up and he says it's 100% pure adrenaline. Some guys snort for it, you have a vein for it. All you got to do is jump. And that's the thing. We get that 100% adrenaline feeling when you're sitting there and you're the highest bidder, and you're like, oh man, and it's just overwhelming. And then when you win, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, yeah, I just hit the vein.
Yeah. Alex knows that feeling all too well. He'll hopefully be feeling that. What 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks.
Yeah, good. Yeah, man. I hope you get some pieces from that.
Thank you. That should be exciting. Yeah, my friend is like, you have to be there. You have to be there in person. If you're gonna be in this stuff, don't sit at home. You have to go there and be present.
Yeah, I think once I retire, I'm gonna have to take a trip out to California for one of the auctions and just be there. I think that
Yeah,
would
it's
be fun.
fun. I mean, so as you guys know, I used to work for prop store. So like the day before, the night before the auction, they have a big preview event. It's at the top of the Peterson Automotive Museum in L.A. It's right across the street from the Academy. Everything is on display. It's really just it's an event. People from the collecting community, show up. The people who live in the area show up. It's great. It's really cool. And the following day, it's e-auction. It's live and in person. I've heard the London auction's a little more, lively and a lot more people show up for that one. I've never been to one. But it's still nonetheless, being in the room bidding, there's definitely a energy it's unmatched compared to when you're bidding online. Yeah, I definitely, and two, it's being in LA, there's so many museums you can visit. Where it's the Caddy Museum, the Hollywood Museum. There's just so much history in that place, and it's a place that I love going back to.
Mm. It's fun for sure.
Yeah, that would
I've
be
done,
fun.
I've done things like, when I was bidding at home, but I would like sit up. I would have people come over, like 4 or 5 people, and set up like brunch. We have like drinking mimosas, we have like food, and I'm beating, and people like cheering for me. So I've done that before too. That's also fun when you have like audience as well. It's almost like feels like you live in at the auction.
Well, it's good that you got people that are actually in on it with you because I don't know your experience, Dan, but when you tell people a lot of times that you collect movie props and they get what you collect what? It's they give you that look and it's like, and then when you tell them what you have, then and usually the first thing you hear from them is, how do you know that's real? And it's so it's I don't know. It's a different kind of thing. I mean,
It is.
people that when they're like, oh, well, that's expensive, or I don't look at it like that. I mean, I could buy a boat and it's the same kind of deal,
Yep.
that you buy a boat and that's something that you get to enjoy, or you buy a car and you get to enjoy that, or whatever it is that you get to enjoy. This is my thing. Um, Family members, my sister loves it. I mean, she loves to come over and she'll look at stuff here at the house um, of course my daughter, she loves it too. But yeah, and a lot of people I work with, they kind of get it, but they don't kind of get it until they start seeing prices. And I'll go over, I'll tell them, say, hey, a big auction's coming up, and they're like, oh yeah, what's in it? And I'll tell them, and then when you tell them what stuff went for, they give you that, oh wow, then it kind of clicks in their brain. They're like, wait a minute, this is kind of a serious thing, isn't it? It's like, yeah, it is pretty serious at times, but
No, it's true. It's, my friends are the same way. They judge me because it's like, well, how much money you spend on this stuff. Like, but I feel like when you buy a car or a phone, like you're only excited for a certain amount of time, but then like there's a new model coming up. So you want a new car, but this stuff, you always have that joy, it doesn't go away like a new car or a new phone.
you're getting a piece that's one of a kind on a lot of things too.
Yeah, it's to your point of kind of convincing people, get them to be aware. Like for instance, when I first got into collecting, my mom, I was telling my mom like things to go for and buy things for, and then she didn't really like things didn't click. I'm like, oh, like when I started selling things, like I would tell like, oh, I sold this for X, and that's when it's like clicks. It's now like first of all, you got to be smart of this hobby. You can't. I mean, unless you want to just spend all your money on things that are, I don't know, just not I don't know, you gotta be smart with you gotta be strategic because it's something that I think you can get out of hand very quickly with. You gotta be smart with it. And sometimes people like me personally, I like to kind of keep prop money within prop money. So if I have a prop, I'd sell that to fund another piece and try to use this, uh, not a lot of my saving, money that I have cash, for a piece because it's just to me, just logically, I don't like to work that way. So kind of keep prop money with prop money. But again, sometimes it's not always the case. Timing, as you guys know, timing is never ideal. But
Yeah.
auctions, you're offered a piece, and But yeah, it's collecting. It's something that's not for everybody, but people do get it. It's great. We meet all kinds of great people in this community. Case in point, you guys here. So it's definitely a worthwhile passion.
I was going to say that, talking about people in the community, people that are just getting started, start out small. Just buy something small, even if if it's $10, it's something from a film or from a TV show or whatever. If it's something that makes you happy, um, but reach out and talk because most of us, we want to talk about the stuff. I mean, we don't get to talk about our props that often because not many people know about them for one. But I mean, when you start building those relationships with people, um, you could have a friend for life. You never know. I mean, that's the cool thing about it. It's hard to find people that are like-minded. Um, if you watch football and you love the NFL or, you love soccer or whatever it is, or sports, or, you can find all kinds of people but it's hard to find people that are in just to this.
Yeah.
I mean, we all see the prop page on Facebook, and yeah, it's got 53,000 people, but how many of those people are real collector? You know what I mean?
Yep.
A lot of people like to just go and they like to look at it and see stuff on there, which I don't. I mean, I love seeing stuff every day on there too, but um, yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to finally meet people and just to enjoy their collections because it's not just all Christmas for me. I mean, I love seeing everything from film because it's so cool how they made the stuff. And in your last episode, with Mr. Bellissimo, it was like listening to him how they made things, and it's like, you think, what? I don't want to say it's a letdown on some things, but when you realize how things are made, and it's just to get that shot, and that's it. It's not made to be, something that's going to cure world hunger or something. So it's like when you start to look at it and you're like, wow, that's pretty cool how they made that. I'll give you a case in point, like the Santa plates, on those, because it was a puppet. I hold on a sec. Like here, this is the bitten one.
Yep.
Okay. And on the back, you can see the aluminum, and a rod would go in here. So it would sit like this, and then they could move it towards the baby. And then there's actually holes where the fingers went, where the hand would grab a hold of it. So it would move the arms. I'm assuming that's how it would actually move the arms for them.
Yep.
And as a rod, with the rod moving back and forth, so it moves towards the baby and that. So it's kind of cool how when you finally see that and you start looking, you don't realize when you're watching it, but then when you see that scene, and there's like, I think 4 or 5 cuts in the scene, and they had to, you think about how much they had to stop, take the one plate, take that away, put the other plate, set the scene up, shoot, it's pretty incredible how they go about with filmmaking. I mean, 'cause growing up, you never think, I would never think of anything of that stuff, but the older I am, the more I enjoy the technical part of it. I start to look at that kind of stuff, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you have a piece like you were never part with? Let's say you said like you might, sell your collection in the future, like eventually, but is there a piece like this is staying with me? I'll never get rid of it.
The plates will stay with my daughter. Honestly, the other pieces probably not. I mean, most of the stuff, I would just say the Santa plates would probably be something that I personally, I wouldn't get rid of. And then, like I say, when I'm dead and gone, she can do whatever she wants with them. I don't know if she'll ever get rid of them or not, but, you know, I, most of the stuff, it's hard to say. I mean, there's films that I would love to get something from, and I don't think I'd ever part with it. If I got something from Star Wars, I was a huge Star Wars geek. Um, love Star Wars. I did Star Wars costuming. I actually built a Chewbacca costume and did troops with that. And that was a lot of fun. It took me 2 years to build that thing, and I sold it, and I wish I'd have never sold it. I actually contacted the guy that bought it, and he told me, he said if he ever sells it, he would contact me again. I would like to get that back. But it's um there's still, like, I like old films. Um I would love to get something from like Cool Hand Luke, or uh the film Jeremiah Johnson with Robert Redford.
Okay.
Mhm.
Part of that was, according to him, hearing from my family, some of that was shot on a relative's ranch. Um, the one the one soldier that was three horses back, uh, he's a relative of ours. I don't know if he's my third cousin or whatever it was, but the horse that Robert Redford rode was the horse that guy actually owned, according to the story. Yeah, it's so hard to tell now. I mean, my mom's been gone 30 some years, so it's hard to know all the stories that we'd heard from that film. But I like to have something from that, or um, I'm a kid from the 70s and 80s, so I mean, of course, anybody would love to have anything from ET, or I mean, probably the one Grail piece that I think I would ever want in my life is I'll be like to own the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car. I love that
Yeah.
car. Love that film. And that would be really cool to own something like that. But that's something that's just a dream. You'd never,
Yeah.
it's not something you could ever own, but I mean, it would be really cool.
Do we know where it's at? Do you know if it exists, or is it anywhere?
It doesn't, I want to say, oh man, I'm not going to remember his name now. Who's the guy that buys everything in auction now? The director.
Peter
Peter
Jackson.
Jackson.
I don't know if he has it. I've heard, I think that's who has it, but I'm not positive.
Yeah. Yeah, the child catcher in that film gives me
Wow.
Oh man,
from
he played a great part in that. Yeah.
it was great. I watched it when I was a young kid, but every time, even I'll see the clip pop up on Instagram on occasion. I just get not triggered, but like it always just freaks me out. To remember seeing it from when I was a young kid, and it always sticks with me.
I just recently saw, I think it was a YouTube video, and they were talking about different stuff from the film, and the kids said that he was so great to them. He would joke with them and all that behind the scenes, that he was nothing like the character at all. The actor was. So that was kind of cool, that, because I guess that would be kind of scary even for the kids on the film.
I
But
love that.
yeah,
That would be a fun thing, yeah,
yeah,
to have the costume from the child catcher.
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
And then speaking of pieces that you all time on your want list, is there something from the Grinch that you've been hunting for, or haven't been able to get yet, or maybe someone has that it's kind of
I would love to own the sleigh.
yeah.
I would love to have the sleigh, but and it actually, it had come up at one time and I didn't get it, but it was, yeah, and my buddy knows, he knows I'd love to have it, but if he ever does get rid of it now, it'll go to auction, and
Yeah.
but that's one of those things that you could take around and actually do an event with something like it. And that's what he does. He does that every year. He sets it up for free. Um, he does a Grinch Day. Um, he decorates windows at this place. It's a old five and dime place, and they have, I think, 4 windows. He did a full display in each window for them. Yeah, so his philosophy is, why have it if you can't share it?
Yeah.
So he likes to share the stuff with people. But I actually made a Grinch costume, and I want to be able to go up and do the Grinch Day with him, but it always falls on the Saturday that I have to work. Because I work for my local county government, and we put on the Christmas parade every year, and it's always that Saturday when he does his thing. And I'd like to go up, but once I retire, hey, I got all the free time in the world. I'm going to go up and do something. But yeah.
That's awesome. And just popped into my head. The Grinch. Jim Carrey. So why does Jim Carrey work as the Grinch? Can you envision anyone else being in that role, or its them role is made for Jim?
From what I've all the research that we've done and watching, of course, the talk was that uh, Jack Nicklaus was at one point they thought about using him. Um, there was a couple other actors. I mean, um, Jim just has the face for it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like they said in the one, I think it was the behind the scenes from the DVD, and they said that you could put Ron Howard had said you could put makeup on 10 different people, but you would always know that that's Jim Carrey because he portrayed the Grinch so well.
It's a physical
Um,
acting.
yeah. And then, Jim went through torture. I mean, like I said, it was, they brought in I think a guy from the CIA that teach him torture techniques because he was ready to
Yeah.
quit. He told him, I can't do this anymore. And then I guess they streamlined it to make it a little bit quicker to get it on him. But I mean, from what I've read, he did the makeups for 90 different days. So you imagine putting that stuff on and then having to take it back off 90 different times. It's just incredible. But yeah, I don't know if I'd ever, I know there's always talk that there would be a Grinch 2 or I just don't know, Jim doesn't play that part. I don't really know who could play it. I mean, and make it work. I mean, they probably could, but I don't even think that they would go full makeup anymore with,
Yeah.
the way they do Avatar nowadays. It'd be so much easier to do that. And Jim he would probably come back for that because he wouldn't have to put the makeup on. If you just put some dots on your face and I could see him doing that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would be kind of cool. I'd like to see what the story would be, how they would turn, it'd be kind of cool to see something where they actually go to, instead of Whoville, it'd be Grinchville or something. And that you see a bunch of Grinches, it'd be kind of cool with something like that too. But
Yeah, Jim Carrey's, his physical acting. I've seen it. I think it was the first or second Sonic film. It was like behind the scene. It was a press junket, and I guess one of the interviewers asked something about his roles in the past, and maybe what role he get recognized for on the street by fans. And I'm gonna butcher what the fan said to the Grinch, but I guess a parent went up to his parent and the daughter or son and met Jim Carrey, and the parent goes to the daughter or son, like, that is? And that's the Grinch. And then Jim Carrey, you see, he literally his face goes into that Grinch, the cheese or the smile, and then he goes to, I must stop Christmas from happening. It's bizarre. I don't know if you've seen the clip, and I'll send it to you after if you haven't, but just his physical comedy between the Grinch, the mask, he's just, that's him. It's a zany, over the top. It's remarkable.
he's incredible. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever watched him Living Color back in the day, but I mean, just the stuff that he did in that when he first got started and in his first films, he was just, to me, I mean, I love his style of slapstick. It's everybody has their favorites. I mean, there's so many people that love Will Ferrell and what he could do, and it's just it's they're once in a lifetime, once or generational kind of actors that I don't know if we'll ever see anybody like that now, just because of the way films are made.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there might be some breakout comedian somewhere that's going to do some really cool things, but comedy's different now than it was back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's a whole lot different, because they got to be careful what they do nowadays because they don't want to offend. But I don't know. Hopefully that we'll see somebody like a Jim Carrey again someday.
Yeah, that'd be great. Don't want to get canceled. That's always
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to talk like he's gone, because I mean the man's still there. he's scaled back and he's not doing as much stuff. But yeah, I mean, you don't want him you don't want to see him stop acting. But I don't blame him, and he's made enough money in his life, and he needs to enjoy his life too. So
100%.
Yeah, I think I saw him. He was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Him and the actress who played.
yeah, that was the first time they seen each other in 25 years since the film. He hasn't seen her since, and it's kind of cool that they finally got to see each other again.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like most of the greatest comedians are coming from Canada. It's just such an interesting kind of like
Yeah,
path, especially
yeah.
from the 80s, 90s. Like most of the greatest ones are from Canada, not from the States.
I guess you got to be funny as cold as it is up there or something. I don't know. I mean, it's cold. So yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Cool.
No, I was
But I'm
talking
just
to Mindy Sterling about the thing about, Jim Carrey being miserable, because she was in the film and when she got the part, she was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna hang out with Jim Carrey. He's gonna be cracking jokes. We're gonna have so much fun. And she goes, well, there was none of that. It was just
Yeah,
pure. He was very miserable.
when you watch the behind the scenes stuff and even the bloopers,
Mhm.
I mean, he tried to stay spot on most of the time. It wasn't like joking around a lot. And I mean, he did do some stuff too, but um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'd be kind of cool just to sit there on set one day and just watch it work. I mean, but yeah, I'd like to meet Mindy. I've been seeing where she's been going to some Comic Cons and stuff, but she hasn't been anywhere local. Because I would love to get a picture with her with one of the Santa plates. Um, but yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's very
that'd be fun.
approachable. Yeah, she's very easygoing.
They're
Very
a very
approachable.
nice
Yeah.
lady. Yeah.
Very nice, super sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll get your chance. Yeah, she likes Comic Con, so she'll probably be in your area at some point.
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the things I would like to do setups at Comic Cons too, but that gets into kind of a gray area for me because it's like I'm not a business, so I'm not going to make money off of it, and I don't want to pay to go to set up. If it was a thing that they wanted just to set up a display, I would come and do and set up a display no problem for free. It would be a good draw for them. Could be a good just photo op for people just to come and get their photos. I mean, because most of the times when you go to conventions now, there could be a car there, or because I won't say what cars or anything. I don't want to diss anybody because I'm not. They're there to make money. I understand, but you got to pay to get your picture taken with something, whether it's a car or whether it's a prop or whether it's this, and I don't even want to do that. I just would like to just go and set up and just let people come and have fun and get their pictures taken with stuff. And 'cause I mean, it brings back a lot of good memories for people when they see this kind of stuff. And, you know, who knows, maybe one day it'll happen where I can have a place where people can come and see it, but slowly working on it. It's hard to find retail space. It's not so expensive. And like I say, it's with this kind of prop collecting, it's not like actual like all movies where you can have it year round where people can come in and they can see different films, different props from all different films. This is kind of like a, you know, November, December kind of thing. Cause you don't want to step on Halloween's toes or anything, cause I mean, at that time, that's where all your horror films, you want to see the props from that, which there's some incredible stuff from those films too. I mean, and some people have some beautiful collections of Jason well, the one I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but the guy you had on your second episode,
Oh,
the pieces that he had,
Andrew.
yeah, I mean, pieces that he's collected. So I guess what we have so much stuff, and it's like after a while, you're just sitting there collecting dust, and it's like I'd like for people to actually see it. Um, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm looking at Alex behind him there, and I'm looking at the stuff, and it's just like, wow, no, that's incredible.
Yeah, Alex has a good collection, and he displays are great. He has the
Yeah.
costumes and cases, and I was back there in September, so it's cool to see stuff in person because like you guys like you said, Scott, it's pictures are one thing, but when you can see it and more or less get very close to it, it's I don't know, it's remarkable. It is remarkable, and yeah, that's all I
It
can say.
almost feels like the character is stating it for him. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it. Like Jim Carrey there. Or, it's like
Yeah.
it's very special.
I'll give you a funny thing about the costume behind me. Because Pat Banta wore it, they never washed this thing.
Oh boy.
Oh,
That thing, I refuse. I was gonna get. I heard of the old costume tricks that they use in theater that they spray it with vodka. I guess vodka and water, and it helps get rid of the smell. Well, I haven't done that. This thing absolutely reeks of BO, of Pat Banta's BO. Yes, sir. It's crazy. But I'm afraid to do anything to it because I don't want to ruin any of the material either. But yeah, but you can tell. I mean, he wore this thing a lot.
And that fabric too is probably very delicate. And you have to have, if you do go to wash it, probably some special guidelines.
Yeah, and I wouldn't wash it because in the film they used from what I've read, they'd use like a crushed marble and something else to make the snow. So there's bits of snow still on all the pieces.
oh yeah.
Like the hat itself, if you pull the brim down, it's just full of snow up in there.
Oh wow.
And actually it has right where the forehead area is, there's makeup where it pulled off from Jim's prosthetic pieces. So there's actually the green paint and everything up inside. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'd be afraid something that I would be afraid to touch.
Yeah.
Oh, and then one other costume I forgot to even say about that. I do have a Jim Carrey. I have during the scene where he was the crash test dummy. He has you have the before costume and then the after. Well, I have the full after costume where he hits the wall and he stands and he's the airbag is slow. So I do have that one, and that's the only real Jim Carrey. Everything was made by oh man, I'm gonna forget his name. John David Ridge, I think his name is. Or no, that might be the
Wasn't it Rita Ryak? She the costumes?
she was the main costume, but Jim had his own costumer that made his stuff also.
Oh, I know that.
So everything has his tag in it, and then it would say Mr. Jim Carrey on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so even like the Pat Banta, the guy made the costume. It has the tag, and then it says Pat Banta on there. So yeah, I mean Jim, all his films really everything that different costumes that he wears, this guy made a lot of his costumes for him. I'm drawing a blank. I said the name, and I feel like I'm saying the Power Ranger, the Green Power Ranger's name because it's kind of the three names. Man, I'm sorry. I wish I remembered the guy's name now.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. There's Rita Ryak.
Talking about fake snow, like my friend worked at Universal doing the filming. He was doing payroll for TV shows, and the whole lot was complaining about that fake snow getting out of the sound stages and flowing everywhere in the cars, and it was like the whole studio was complaining about that fake snow.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was a big project.
What I think too, I think they kept it really cold in there because Jim was hot in that costume. So they actually, I mean, it was cold for them to when they were working. So I mean, really, it would be kind of nice because you wouldn't get overheated or anything. But yeah, I couldn't imagine all that amount of snow that they had. Talking about snow, I mean, I went back the other day and watched Legend with Tim Curry and Tom Cruise, and the scenes in there with the snow that they had, and it makes you wonder, it was back when Wizard of Oz happened, and the snow comes down. They used asbestos back in those days, so these people are breathing asbestos, and who ended up with lung cancer from that back then. But I don't know what they used in Legend, but it was a massive amount of snow that they used. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty incredible. And your last guest, he talked about making the snow for what film was it that he was working on?
Kill Bill
Kill Bill. Yeah,
and Tarantino fired him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a character, man. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, Tom's a good dude.
He's a great guy.
Great. He's very, he's just very animated, very down to earth. I'll tell you how it is. It's just
Yeah.
great. Definitely
Forward, yeah, fun guy.
very cool story. I didn't know a few of those Tarantino stories, so it was cool to hear for the first time. It's wild what happens on scenes, and it's funny how industry guys, they get fired. It's like they kind of just roll it off. It's like no big deal to them.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Scott, is Grinch your favorite Christmas film, or you have some other on the list that's kind of like close to it, or like maybe a little above, or maybe like something better than Grinch as a Christmas film?
I mean, I go back to It's a Wonderful Life. I do enjoy that one. The more I watch it, the more it was amazing back in those days how much the actors yelled at each other. I mean, you don't realize until you start watching them over and over and over, and it's like, man, they really yelled in those movies. Um, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of favorites that I watch. Of course, Home Alone. I mean, how do you not love that film? Um, there's an odd one that I watch every year. My wife, she told me the other day, she goes, "Get ready, you're getting ready to watch it. I know you will." It was called The Night They Saved Christmas, and it had Jacqueline Smith in it. Had Art Carney and man, I'm not gonna remember his name now. But it was just a nice little Christmas film. It was done back, I think, I want to say in the 80s. I'm sorry?
Paul Lamont.
No.
Not Grimes. Mason Adams.
It was Paul.
Yeah, Paul Lee Matt. Yeah, play Michael Baldwin.
No. This film was I can't remember. I really can't remember his name. He was in Smoking the Bandit, and he was Little Enos. He's a composer. I really can't remember his name right now. See, this is what happens, you guys. You're gonna learn this when you get older. You're gonna forget this.
So right, that there is Google for, like, always look it up.
Yeah. But it's called The Night They Saved Christmas, and Jacqueline Smith's in it. But I enjoyed that. I don't know. I watched so many. I mean, when I was a kid growing up, you had the specials. You had Rudolph. You had
Yeah,
Frosty. All that stuff. You grew up. I grew up with that kind of stuff. So
those are classic.
I don't know. I mean, I'm almost 60 years old, and I still watch them every year. I mean, I enjoy it. It brings me back to my youth, and if I get to be a kid for a half an hour, it's great.
Yeah. Elf, you like Elf?
You know, I'm gonna come clean. I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan.
I 100% agree with you. I think it was somebody else playing the part. I still to this day cannot finish that film because of Will Ferrell. It's just
I watched it. Yeah, last year I watched it for the first time. That's the only time I've seen it. Yeah, I mean, it was just I know people love and Christmas Vacation. I can't get through that film. I don't know why. I mean, it's the style of comedy that I don't resonate to. I mean, I resonate more to, like I said, the slapstick stuff that Jim does. And it's not a diss to any of them. I mean, it's just not my stuff. It's not my flavor of film that I like. But
100%, yeah.
I know a lot of people. They hate Jim Carrey's films and they hate the Grinch and so everybody has their favorite. Yeah.
Scott, I'm going through. I pulled up kind of some of the preview pics from icons of pop culture. They have from the Grinch, Martha Mayhew's lighting contest trophy. They have the Greater Hoover telephone directory cover.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one.
Yeah.
You gonna try that one?
They have the Grinch bag, and then they have.
Honestly, I might try for it, but that piece is gonna go high. I really think that right there will probably bring higher than um, than the trophy itself. I mean, the trophy's nice, but that's from a deleted scene. But the phone book, yeah, that one, that's going to be a big piece, I think, for that auction.
Well, you never know. You just have to watch it because there's so many auctions happening in December. So you might get
Yeah, yeah.
lucky. It's like because there's so many happening at the same time. Prop Store Heritage, Julian's, this one. So it's like,
And I mean, they got 350 pieces in this one coming up. So, there's going to be a lot of smaller pieces in there that
Yeah.
I get stuff every year that they do the auction. Like last year, I got a bunch of the bigger ornaments and stuff that I didn't have before, and so I'll find different pieces. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
They have a traffic light, a working traffic light.
The traffic light is
Big
cool.
one.
It's
Yeah, I'm surprised that he let that go. I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while. He just retired himself, so he's really busy, and we haven't caught up in a long time. But I hope to talk to him because I'm sure he'll call me before long and ask me, "Oh, hey, you interested in anything in the auction?" But yeah, those were some of those. A lot of those were his pieces, my buddy's pieces. So,
oh wow.
but the traffic light, I was really surprised that he's going to let that go.
Yeah, it's cool. Obviously, custom made for this film. There's some cool pieces in here. They have the young paper bag mask, the telephone directory cover.
when does the full catalog come
I
out?
do have
Soon, right?
I have Martha May's phone from the film.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah, as far as I can tell right now, at one time I thought there was 5, but there's actually 6, I think 6 phones in the film.
Okay.
There was the one that Jim calls when he's in town, and he calls Luhu's house. So that's 2. The Grinch had one in his lair. There was one on the mayor's nightstand, and then Martha May had hers on a nightstand. So for the longest time, it was those. But then in the deleted scene in the mailroom, there's actually an old style railroad phone that they used, the type that accordions. And one of the other collectors that I know that I'm friends with, he has that one. He just got that one not too long ago, so he has that in his collection. And I missed out on it. I missed out on that Grinch phone. Oh man, probably 6, 7 years ago. It was on eBay, and I didn't win the bid on it, but I would have loved to have had that phone. It was missing a lot of pieces. It was missing the recorder and all kinds of stuff, but it was still, the phone was, because back then what they did was they took a lot of pieces back from the 50s. So like the Martha May phone is an old 1950s phone, and then they sculpted in clay and everything and made, or bake, whatever they used. It's a really hard clay. But they sculpted to make everything Susie looking,
Yeah.
and the behind the scenes, there was no straight lines. Everything had to be, had to be curves on everything. So,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it popped into my mind. So Scott, when you obviously, a lot of these pieces in the Christmas auctions, you more or less know where they come from. But if a piece comes up on eBay that, maybe you haven't seen before and you do research on, do you typically like contact a crew member and be crew connections, or how do you usually go about like verifying a piece that, that's just popped up?
Something, I mean, there's been a lot of things that I haven't bid on eBay because I'm just not sure. But I mean, even eBay was in its infancy then. And my buddy, that's where he got a lot of his props, was from Premier Props through eBay. But when they listed stuff, they would just lift. I mean, he got Cindy Lou's pajamas. Okay. Those, when they came up, all it said on the COA was Who pajamas. They had no idea what they had. So when they listed things, they just listed it as some generic thing, but he knew it because he knew the film. So he was able to get his hands on a lot of that stuff. And then he became friends with someone that had worked on the film, and that person got a lot of the bigger pieces, and that's where he got the sleigh from, and the garbage chute, and street lights, and from story that he's told me, the guy that worked on the film, his driveway coming up, he actually used the street lights to light his driveway up.
Oh, wow.
So, and then as time went on, I mean, sun damage and everything else probably because it was all fiberglass back, that they made them out of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was he sent me pictures of when he was out there and picking up stuff, and it was just incredible the stuff this guy had. And guy was just he wanted to get rid of it because he was doing other films and he had a car film that he was doing and he needed to put the cars in the garages that he had. So yeah, I mean, and there's a lady that collected got a lot of stuff from him. She did a lot of stuff with the one young guy that I know. He told me this story that because he's contacted her, but she did a lot of the doors. She redid her door frames and everything and put those doors that they had. She had Martha May's bed and stuff, all kind of different things in her house. And I guess she had a beauty shop that had a lot of the pieces. A lot of stuff ended up, I mean, there's a couple up north that my buddies told me that he still stays in contact with, but they don't let nothing go. I mean, as far as I know, I think they're the ones that actually own the real baby Grinch, the actual puppet. The one behind me, these are, like I say, these were all pieces that I got from my buddy, and then I found a head, and the head was actually a test head that they used for the eyebrows and stuff. So I mean, he had pin marks all in it where they put the pins in and everything. So I had to fill all that in. I was gonna get Tom Spina to do it, but I didn't. I enjoy doing that kind of stuff. I used to make replica props at one time for Star Wars stuff for cosplayers. But yeah, I was like, I think I could do that. I think, yeah, I should never. It literally, it took me 7 years to learn the techniques and how to put that together right there.
Wow.
It took me that long to figure it out because it's that foam latex. It once it starts to deteriorate, and I know you guys have seen pictures from Tom Spina, it's incredible what they can do to just kind of restore things or just just to fix things enough where you don't lose that prop. I mean, a lot of people would argue, oh, that's just a replica. Yeah, it probably, to me, it was just stuff that would have been thrown away anyway.
Yeah, it's
It's
just from the production. I mean,
right. I mean, I've got, I built a Max dog. I don't want to keep moving the camera around on you guys, but I don't know if you can see he's right here.
Yep.
Okay. That's just a stuffed animal. It was a stuffed dog that I took in and made Max out of, but the antler is a production antler, and the skull cap and ears came from one of the dogs. They had 6 dogs for the film. The main dog, her name was Kelly. You see her throughout pretty much most of the film, but there's a couple scenes where, like when Jim's up on the mountain and his heart starts to grow and the dog comes over and licks him, you can see that dog is a lot furrier. So that was a different dog, but that skull cap and ears came from one of the dogs named Bo. So I used that and put it together, and I'm like, yeah, let me see if I can make a dog out of it or Max out of it. Yeah, it's a replica, but I mean, it does have some production pieces on it. But yeah, I enjoy making different things for stuff. Like I said, I made the high chair, for the baby Grinch, just, different things like that. It keeps me busy, it keeps me out of trouble, but, but it allows me to be able to be artistic and I try not to touch anything else, like if it's a pristine prop, not pristine, but a prominent prop, I'm not going to touch anything like that at all. I do have a Grinch bust. It was a test bust. and I'm working on that. It didn't when they they would just put the prosthetic pieces on an actual Jim Carrey foam head, and the eyes are all closed on all of them. So I've actually cut out and I've painted my own eyes and everything, but I haven't gotten to that step yet of putting the eyes in because that's a new technique I have to learn. So, it's once I figure it out, I'll get it done and I'll get it painted up and everything. But probably the painting part is what I enjoy the most.
Yeah. I have I shown you my French bust that I have?
Yeah. I love that piece.
Yeah, so it's your point of the ones. Actually, great, I'll show you. So hold on.
I think the prop
Yeah.
store is having something coming up. There's like the online auction in December that have some Grinch face as like the centerpiece, whatever. So there might be some stuff there too as well.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, for those watching, what Scott was talking about, the eyes. So on the busts, the eyes are closed.
Yeah. And the cool thing is I was able to take the prosthetic off, and it's literally Jim Carrey's face.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
yes. So underneath that is actually Jim Carrey. It's a foam head. They do a mold of Jim's face and everything, so they can sculpt it onto Jim, so everything lines up when they put it together. But
Nice.
yeah, underneath there is actually Jim Carrey's face.
wow.
That's amazing.
That's remarkable. Yeah, I think this one. Yeah, this is. Yeah, so is the pop store tag on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the paint test ones.
Yep.
That they were testing for paint. Yeah, that's cool.
And that's pretty much the final look. I mean, that's the look they
Yeah.
went with, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, when you look at some of the behind the scenes stuff, when Rick Baker did, he did full makeup of himself.
Yeah.
And because they were trying to figure out how the Who should look, how the Grinch should look. So he would actually test himself. And I think he did stuff on his daughter and his wife. And I don't know if you've ever seen his Instagram.
Yeah, he posts it on occasion.
Oh man, his Halloween stuff is
Oh,
incredible that they do. It's incredible. But I forgot, I lost my train of thought on what I was going to say about the bust. But he my buddy got the bust of Rick Baker. He did one of himself. Well, he got that, and then he got Tom Spina to do. So he has a 3/4. So he actually has, and he has the. It was a early rendition of what the suit would look like, and it actually had, instead of the fur coming down, it was actually fur balls. So he has that. So he had it made into a 3/4 bust, and so he has a Rick Baker. He had Tom do a full young Grinch. He had the face pieces in that, and they did a full, and he had one of the boy costumes from the school.
Nice.
So he's got a full on young Grinch. Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff that he still has, that pieces that he probably won't get rid of. Those are the kind of things that when he's done remodeling, where he's going to remodel, he wants to put that stuff up in there. So I'm looking forward to that, because I need to go up and visit again, because I'll have to walk through that, because it'd be like going through a museum. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be fun.
Have to take some pictures and show us.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the young guy that collects, he puts feelers out everywhere. I mean, he puts stuff in Craigslist, anywhere he can get stuff out. He's putting feelers out, and he finds this stuff. He actually found the table and chair from the Biddy's house. Yeah, he's, like I say, he's like a bloodhound, man. He could find anything, and he contacts a lot of the actors and people that worked on the film, and he's become friends with a lot of them. He's friends with Rita. He actually went out and saw her and met her and everything. It's cool. I mean, so yeah, I enjoy talking to him, because you never know. Every so often he'll send me a message and I ask him, "You get anything new?" And then he'll show me the stuff that he got. But he's really starting to amass a really nice collection. Um, but like say, without these auctions, it's kind of hard to find anything anymore. Um, I mean, Alex probably knows with Austin Powers, not many people are going to have that stuff. So if it doesn't hit auction, you're not going to see it. And like my buddy would tell me, he said, if you don't buy it now, you're never going to see it again.
It's true, yeah.
You got to kind of have that in your brain that if I don't get it, I might never get it again. So I don't know. For me, I mean, I've got such a, I've got so many different pieces from the film now that if I never got another piece, I'd probably be happy. I mean, there's still a couple pieces I'd like to get a hold of. I mean, in the last auction, they had a Grinch door. Well, the door ended up being from the music video that Faith Hill did, but I wanted that door. I mean, that was I actually got a picture with that when I went to his house. And I was like, man, I really want that door. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to put that big thing because it's huge. But yeah, it was a cool piece. Yeah, the lederhosen was cool. Because he actually brought it out and let me look at it, and everything was hand stitched on that. It was all leather, all the scroll, everything is all hand stitched on it. It's incredible the amount of detail that they put into things. I mean, I've got like light switches and plug plates that were in the houses. They did everything in there was complete. I mean, I know there's certain films like the newer Star Trek with Chris Pine. They went through and I mean, every little thing they said when they went in on set, it was like everything was, they didn't miss a beat on anything.
Yeah.
And you don't see any of it in film. No. But if they needed to film it, it was there,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, do you have conversations with people like for example, the auction is coming up? Do you talk to the Grinch collectors so you don't outbid each other? Like, okay, I'm going for this, don't go for this.
Yeah.
So you kind of like
Something popped up.
Strategy, yeah.
Something popped up the other day actually on eBay. There was 3 pieces, and I thought about one of the pieces, and I contacted the young guy and asked him. I said, are you gonna go for it? He said, yeah, I'm gonna try for it. I'm like, I'm not going to try to get,
Yeah.
because I mean, it just makes him pay more for it.
Exactly.
I didn't want to get in a bidding war with him. I'd rather see him get it because I enjoy, when they get a piece, man, I'm so happy for them, I guess because it's a small circle of us. So when we get something, there's a little jealousy there, but I mean, but you're happy. I'm genuinely happy for them, and I hope they don't think I'm being fake, because I'll write to them. I'm like, man, that is awesome. I'm so glad you got it. And I am. I'm really glad because, like I say, he's amassing a really great collection, and most of the pieces now that go in auction are being bought up by one person out. He's in the Midwest, and this guy has the money to buy it. I mean, he's just buying up everything, and he's paying the prices for it, but he can do it. I mean, when the hero costume went up last year, and they broke it apart. They sold the hat separate, the jacket and belt went together, and then shoes separate. When it's going for $300 and some odd $1,000 just for a jacket and belt, and $12,000 for a hat, and 10, 12, or whatever it was, or 24 for the hat, and I think 12 for the shoes. You start doing them, and it's like that person really wanted that costume. But yeah, from what I've learned, the guy wants to open up a place to be able to display it, have people come, and so it's a business venture for him because now he can make money off of it. He'll probably make more money than what he ever paid for it, depending on how long the place stays open.
Yeah.
I know you guys saw, I was talking to Dan, when we talked before, the door from the Titanic. That went for, I don't even remember now, it was over $1 million, wasn't it? Something like that?
I think
Or close to it, or?
I think
700,000, right? 700
yeah,
something.
no, yeah, I think I think around 700 and I think
Yeah, 760 something altogether, I think. Yeah. Under $1 million. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but that went to the Titanic Museum. So for them, it's a business thing. They can get that. It's, they can afford to do that. And tax wise, they could probably, it helps them with taxes and everything else. So I think that's where you're starting to see a lot of this stuff steer towards is people that have museums or galleries or things like that they're making money, that people come to it. They can afford to buy that kind of stuff, and then it just helps them make more money later. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I might get to that point one day where I can charge an admission to have people come, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm starting to get older, man. Time's starting to run out now, so you never know.
yeah, it's no one asked you before, Scott. Speaking of like knowing where pieces are and whatnot, the USS Whoville hat that Jim Carrey wears. Who has that? I love.
I'm gonna say that Ron Howard still has that.
Yeah. Okay.
I would bet that's. I think, and I want to say that I heard that that's in his office,
Okay.
that he kept that piece. Yeah, that would probably. It's funny because out of all the pieces, that's like one of the smallest pieces, but that's like one of the coolest pieces that you want to have.
Yeah.
That seems great.
Because he's making fun of Ron Howard.
Yeah.
And Ron kept it in the film because of it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just always just like that scene especially, it just always cracks me up.
Yeah.
I was just curious where, so it makes sense. Ron Howard has it.
I would think that that's because that he always wears whatever aircraft carrier hats on when he's making films and
Yep.
supporting the military. And yeah, so I would say that Ron has it, but you never know. Jim might have it. He just didn't have it displayed, but
Yeah. Wow. But yeah, Scott, any parting words you kind of leave with our audience? What's next for you? Where can people find you? And your social media pages and.
I've got Facebook and Instagram. It's called That's Holiday. Um, from the film. When Lou Who tells Cindy Lou that's holiday, so we use that. We end up using that as our name. Basically, just anybody that's watching this now that's kind of new to collecting movie props. Collect what you enjoy. If you like all kinds of stuff, collect all kinds. I've got some shields from the Great Wall.
Yeah.
When they were in the prop store, I got a set of those, and they are absolutely beautiful. I knew they were. I could just tell by the way they look, so I got a set of them, and they're Weta made them, and they're just wow. It's just amazing the craftsmanship in them. I've got a couple, like a piece from Hunger Games and Pirates of the Caribbean, little things like that, the coins and stuff. But yeah, collect what you like from films, and don't worry about the big pieces. Sooner or later, over time, you might be able to get your hands on something. And I've been very fortunate to be able to get the pieces that I've got in my collection. I've been lucky because I won't say I didn't pay a lot, but I caught it before the boom happened.
Yep.
So, now we're in that boom area where everything is just going so high right now. So I was lucky to get the pieces before that. And now being the pieces that I do have, it kind of reins me back in on what I do buy now, because it's like I've got to just do I really want to spend that much on this? Or so yeah, but go out and collect. It's fun. I don't know. I mean, don't mortgage your house or anything like that. Don't sell a kid or a kidney or anything like that, like people say online. Um, but yeah, I mean, just don't put yourself in debt over it. But it the stuff's out there right now. It's back in the day when films back years ago, um, if it wasn't for Debbie Reynolds, I mean, you think of the things that she kept from films that she saved. And if she hadn't saved those things, we'd never seen them. They would have been, everything would have thrown away back then.
Yep.
So, now, like you say, like Dan has said before, the studios, they know what they have now. And you're seeing all kinds of like VIP auctions. They're getting their hands on all kinds of stuff and selling from, just about any film that you could think of.
Yeah, it
So,
comes down. I mean, the studios are storage too. You'll see, the Julians, this upcoming week they have their Jim Henson auction.
yeah.
From the interviews that were, the podcast interviews that I've listened to, Dave and Ryan's, giving a free promo here on ours. The only reason why they're getting Henson is auctioning off these pieces because they need space in their archive. Like
Yeah.
supposedly they closed up their storage up over in the UK, and they had no place to put this stuff, so they went through, picked the things they want to keep, and the rest are going to auction off. And I think this auction is going to go crazy because stuff from, well, one, just Henson stuff in general, Muppet stuff is rare to come by, and two, this stuff is coming literally from Henson. It's going to be insane.
I haven't even looked at that yet. I'm too scared to look at it because I know I want something from it. Because, I mean, what kid growing up didn't watch the Muppets and, whatever else that they have? I mean, I'll tell you one of you, because Alex had said something from a Christmas. I would love something from Emmett Otter's Christmas.
I
That Jim Henson did.
There's stuff in there. I think there's
Oh, man. See, you shouldn't have told me that.
You're gonna go look after this, right?
Yep. Yeah. As soon as I get off there, I'm going to have to look it up.
Yeah, there's stuff from that. There's stuff from Muppets Christmas Carol, which I watch, and every day on Christmas morning, Christmas Day, I watch that. So it's the time back full circle we touched on in the beginning. It's going, these Christmas films, and Christmas specifically, they have this emotional connection to people, and they bring out these vivid memories that nothing really else can do other than living in the moment, that experience them firsthand. So I think this guy, what you've done with your collection, it's definitely one. It's kudos to you for amassing it because, again, this stuff is not easy to come by. But two, it holds a special place in your heart, and I'm sure every time you look at it, it brings back those flashbulb memories to growing up with your mom and experiencing the holidays. So it's kind of all intertwined into one thing, which it's really great to see and actually hear firsthand from you. So, and thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys having me on, and hopefully, I'd like to see you guys this really grow into something really big for you guys because
Thank you.
I mean, people once everybody gets to watching and the more episodes you guys have and more just a different variety of props and stuff. I mean, sooner or later, everybody's going to find something that they really like and they want to see from your show. So.
Thank you. That means a lot. That's our goal. That's our. We really want to talk to collectors and community industry professionals, and hopefully, people get liking it and really just catch on. Hopefully, it grows, and we'll keep doing it. Alex and I, we love talking to people. Love talking about it. It's almost like a sickness. It's fun. It's fun. So thank you. You really appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you. It's great to hear.
And good luck on the auction. Hopefully you could get something. I hope you win. You have to let us know what you win. If you get something.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to contact you. I want to see if you get any of that Austin Power stuff.
Oh, you're probably gonna see it on Instagram.
I'm gonna. You'll be there. So when they're doing the live auction and I hear somebody screaming, I know it's gonna be you. So.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be there. If they're gonna say it's on the floor, you know where it's at. So you'll know about it. But yeah, it's I can't wait. It's like coming up. So and hopefully you win something too, something exciting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What comes out.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Best of luck to you guys. But this has been great, Sky Series. Thank you so much for taking the time out on a Sunday. Means a lot. This will be airing in December. So all those out there, Merry Christmas to you, Scott and Alex.
Thank you. Likewise.
And we'll.
Merry Christmas to you guys and have a good holiday.
Yeah, thank you, sir. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. You can reach us on Instagram from Set to Shelf Podcast, or send us an email at from settoshelfpodcast@gmail.com. Until then, see you next time. Thanks, guys.
See you soon. Thank you.
Thanks.